Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I want to talk about seeing the last two remaining Beatles live in concert. Now the first one I saw was last year in the summertime, and that was Paul McCartney. In fact, I even have the shirt. This was the Paul Got Back tour, and you can see a lot of the dates here on the back. I happen to be at the Orlando one, which is down here, somewhere in the middle of the show. I saw it was pretty close to when he turned 80. It was like a couple of weeks or so before. I don't remember the exact date at this point, but pretty much, let me show you some of that show right now. So honestly, he had a lot of energy for about to turn 80. You wouldn't be able to tell. He's still, going away like he's always done. He doesn't take breaks. He's always said like, oh, I don't even drink a sip of water throughout my show, which, probably wasn't for the best. But he's still got all this energy. The show is so vibrant and live. And they do Live and Let Die. He still does the fireworks. And it's just an amazing show overall. Now, a little bit more about the songs he did. He did everything from the beginning, early Beatles, all the way up to some of his newest stuff. He did some Wings. Now, he didn't do a lot of 80s. From what I remember, I don't think he did any of his 80s material, which is sad. I really like his 80s albums. There's some of his best songs, I think, were in the 80s, like the song called This One. It's one of my favorites. I don't think we're ever going to see that one live. And, well, overall, still a great show. He has so much material. He could have went on for 5 hours, but he did 2.5. I think that was plenty. And overall, it was just great. Now, just recently, I went to see Ringo, Starr, and the All-Star Band, and I do have a shirt for that one as well. Here you go. Here's Ringo, and here's some of the dates here. I went to the Clearwater date, which is somewhere on here. I know, there it is, over here. So I don't really know how that falls in. He did mention how they were doing 2 tours a year, so this might be like tour 1, tour 2. I think it is, because I remember looking at the date list, and the Clearwater show was pretty early on, and he went all the way through about the end of October, from what I could remember. So here's a few clips from the All-Star Band. So as you probably just saw, the All-Star Band is made up, it's pretty much a supergroup. It's made up of a bunch of different acts. You have Edgar Winter, you have some members of Toto, you have a guy from Men at Work, you have some members of Average White Band, and they all come together, they do each other's music. It's a big to-do, they all trade off, introduce each other. It's a great show. And they even covered a Chuck Berry song, Johnny Be Good. So they pretty much played music all the way from the 50s all the way up to the early 80s, encompassing the whole time period between all of them. And it's a great show. Now, Ringo is now 83 years old, and I have to say, he still has so much energy. Yeah, he does take a break in the middle, but I think that was always part of the show anyway. He makes the joke he's going to go get some of his juice. You know, he deserves a break somewhere in the middle. So he kind of trades off between just singing up front. They do have two drummers, as you probably just saw. So sometimes he's just drumming along to other people's music. Sometimes he's up front singing. And honestly, like, his voice was pretty good. He got a little raspy here and there, but I mean, 83 years old. At the end, he's telling us to clap along, and then all of a sudden he starts doing jumping jacks on the stage. He's got more energy than I do. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and if you have a chance to see either of these guys now, it's still worth the money. I quite enjoyed Paul. I really enjoyed Ringo. I'd go see him again if I had the opportunity. So I'll see you in the next one.